Hey, good morning, everybody. This video that I wanted to share, I was waiting to get just the right footage because I believe that this EPA cleanup in Maui isn't legitimate. I believe it's a crime scene, and I believe they're destroying evidence. There seems to be enough people on the ground who are asking for an independent investigation, but how are you going to get any kind of a meaningful investigation when they're spraying epoxy resins or whatever they describe it as to keep the ash from spreading, and then packing it into blue barrels and shipping it off, putting up black tarps, having strange security vehicles parked all around the perimeter to keep people away. This has never been done before. The next few clips I show you, well, several, go ahead and watch it and see what you think, okay? This is not right.
A disinformation campaign immediately after the Maui wildfires was spread by China and Russia.
That campaign made the government's response to the disaster even more difficult.
Well, Mark, and ash from weather warfare to floating bodies on another island, thousands of missing children to a Maui land grab. Experts say the online post can start as genuine concern, but that China and Russia are now using artificial intelligence to amplify it, spread fear and distrust in government.
It's not being reported right now in the news, but on a neighboring island of Lanai, they found 183 bodies washed ashore there. There's 800 as of today reported missing. There are many hundreds that are being refrigerated right now, trying to get ID. They're asking people on the island to provide their DNA so they can match DNA to others. Outside the media, they're expecting this to reach almost 2,000 people in death toll. This is right up there among the worst, if not the worst, since us becoming a nation as fires go. 85 Paradise, and that was considered the worst?
So we're not going to answer that question. How many of these 10 cadavers are...
The Maui department, okay? The first show is over. Yeah.
Right, so he's not going to answer my
done.
question.
Thank you.
Yeah, take pictures of me.
There's no need for hacking.
You're with Maui Police, right?
Yeah, he's done with the press
I
conference.
appreciate your patience, sir.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. Who are you?
With the Maui Police Department.
Okay, and what's my crime? You're literally pushing me.
The press conference is
I
over.
don't care if the press conference is over. Get out of the way. I'm sorry. All right, so it's our 110 cadavers, but we can't identify. We can't identify how many of them are children. This is get out of my fucking dude. Get off my throat.
Relax, sir. Relax.
No, I'm not gonna get.
Relax.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not gonna relax, dude. No, I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm trying to ask a fucking question, and we can't get the answer for it. How many of the 110 dead are children? You know who are children. They're cadavers. You have the bodies. You know how many of them are children. How many children are dead?
Step back, please.
How many children are dead, Mayor? So you're just not going to...
Yeah, Sarah, absolutely. I know at this point that the government has not been truthful about the death toll. They're not talking about the death toll of the children either, which is one of the scariest parts of this entire thing. That is what the people here in Maui want to know. Now, when it comes to the morgues, there's one morgue here, one permanent morgue, and it's at the hospital here in Maui, the main hospital. They set up a temporary morgue at the police station. So there are not too many places that these bodies could be placed. I do know that the morgue's hospital is full, and it holds several hundred people, okay? So I can't confirm that they died in the fire yet, but for whatever reason, the morgue is full, and they had to set up a temporary one over at the police station as well. So they've now frozen this confirmed dead number at 114. It has not risen here in the past 2 days. I can't tell you why, though.
There seems to be a huge emphasis on ensuring that the media and anyone else can't see what's going on here in Lahaina, West Maui. There are miles and miles of this black fence going up that was not here before, that is obscuring ground zero and making sure no one can see what's going on inside of there from the road. No one can get in there. No one can take any pictures. And then I've also seen these weird foreign police cars showing up, these special police, I'm not sure what to call them. This is a Nissan, but there's quite a large presence of these standing guard around the perimeter. That I tried to get out of my car and show what was going on. I was almost immediately, after these 20 seconds, National Guard came, chased me off, yelled at me, told me to get back in my car and keep moving. So you cannot pull over. You can't even stop your car anywhere near any of this anymore.
I'm here at the Ukumehame gun range where the U.S. EPA is starting to bring hazardous waste from the Lahaina burn zone here. It's coming in from trucks and then put into these 55-gallon drums. Now, there are teams of about 80 people from the U.S. EPA wearing white Tyvek suits. It is hot. They're in those respirators. It's very difficult work. This is the first step for cleanup before people can be allowed back into their homes. This process is expected to last several weeks to several months. Then the hazardous waste is shipped to the mainland. Now, along with removing the hazardous waste, the U.S. EPA says it does have cultural monitors to make sure that the operation in Lahaina is as sensitive as possible.
Volunteers are from an organization called Samaritan's Purse, a relief organization that's part of the Billy Graham Ministries. They're literally sifting through handfuls of ash where the owners believe some kind of precious item can be found before the area is sprayed with a sealant for safety and hazardous waste control.
Once they apply that, you would no longer be able to sift or to do anything on that property.
My name's Jeffrey Stephen of the House of Jarrett. Now you put a face with a name. I am the one that sues this group, and I'm holding you accountable. And the reason being, legislation will not bring back the dead nor the harm. There are hundreds of people that are not allowed onto their property except strangers through the EPA are sifting through their sacred property and sacred ground, and they are not being investigated. This same material is then removed from the site and supposedly being sent to the mainland. That should be of high concern to you, because if this chamber, who addressed this same issue in 2018, is allowing people from out of our country, the nation of Hawaii or the state of Hawaii, to abscond this information, because I guarantee you, none of you know exactly what's responsible for this fire. None of you do. And because of that, it's a crime scene. And if it's a crime scene and they're removing the product or spraying product on it, the EPA spraying product on it, and then they're removing product from it, you don't know if it's an accelerant from chemtrails, whatever those things are, or if it was malfeasance by the electrical department, Hawaii Electric, Maui Electric, same company, or if it's malfeasance by maladministration, because I, as a builder, I'm licensed in electrical, plumbing, general contracting. I'm licensed to remove asbestos, toxic metals, and lead. And I can guarantee you, I have seen pictures of these people doing their thing, and they are not in hazmat suits that qualify for them to remove lead from a house, let alone toxic waste. Yet they are. You don't know what is going on. And they're basically, because of that, it's a crime scene, and they are manipulating, taking material from it. Under Title 18, USC 4, malfeasance and a form of fraud. You now know that this has gone on, and because of that, you must do an estoppel immediately so you can have a true investigation from outside sources that are not from someone that, whether it's a directed energy weapon or chemicals coming down or the electrical department not having the correct size poles up, or the administration not demanding that it's done right, or this group not demanding it's done right. You have a responsibility, not just to me. I come in the name of Yeshua. You have a responsibility before God. You're going to all account before a living God, and trust me. You see the scar on my face? I died at the age of 15 months. I drowned at the age of 3. I've had other things that have happened. I know the other side exists, so please, for the children's sake that did not get to speak because they were incinerated. Investigate this whole thing. Have an estoppel, go in immediately, take information out so you can find out exactly who, what, and how it actually happened so it doesn't happen again.
Thank you. The Environmental Protection Agency says as of 6 p.m. today, they've completed sweeps of more than 506 parcels out of roughly 2,200. After the EPA finishes phase 1 of the Consolidated Debris Removal Program, phase 2 of the cleanup will begin, which includes removing all of the other fire-related debris. The Army Corps of Engineers is already preparing for the next phase of the plan.
As EPA does their HHM, we're going in to assess with our team to understand the magnitude of how much we actually have to remove.
Hali'i Vieira, born and raised in Lahaina, lost her childhood home in the fire. She says she wants to go back to her home.
I know that everyone's probably thinking it's just ashes and there's nothing left, but it's just, I guess, closure, just going and being at my home, seeing if there is anything left, a picture. Yeah, a lot of our pictures were there. That's like the main thing, you know, we can replace clothes, we can replace food. But the sentimental things, you know, like pictures and family jewelry and that sort of things.
Samaritan's Purse, a nonprofit that's been helping with disaster recovery for more than 2 decades, is on Maui to help families sift through the debris.
And the narrative continues to devolve into something so far away from the actual truth that it won't be long till many of us just start to believe it or forget about it. Now, I haven't at any time in any of these videos heard anybody on Hawaii say we need people to help us sift through our debris. These people, they have a lot of questions. They're not getting any answers. They want to know where their family is. They want to know where the children are, and they need something more than $700 a month per household. Now, it's interesting how the news is starting to say that anybody that amplifies this, they're Russian, they're Chinese. Well, I'm not Russian, I'm not Chinese, I'm sharing their voice. This is them, boots on the ground, sharing it as they're experiencing it. Who would know more than them? So, are they calling them Russians and Chinese? It's funny how they're not calling them Ukrainians, because if they were, they'd have to give them money.
Out of respect for those who perished, we were asked by Maui County officials to pause on posting on social media and elsewhere new imagery of damage, disaster, debris starting now. They are asking for a full stop on disaster imagery going forward. At this time, we have not been asked to take any photos or video down. Our team on the ground is coordinating with the county for further guidance to ensure we remain fully aligned. Cultural sensitivity is of the utmost importance in all our response and recovery activities to this disaster.
Doing reporting through social media is idiotic. Don't use social media. Do not rely on people who fancy themselves as influencers. The word influencer, right off the bat, suggests that they want to influence you.
Get off your phone. Get off your tablet.
So after everything that happened, this is what they care about. This is what they hold press conferences about. Don't listen to influencers. Don't use social media. Put away your phone. This is a media-free zone. There's no First Amendment. We are the elite people. Listen to us. We will give you the information you need, and everyone else, shut the fuck up. Is this normal? Does this seem normal to you guys in a free country? Why are they so concerned about this? Why do you guys think they are so concerned about this?
Well, I'll tell you why they're having these press conferences. Because when they thought they shut the power off on these people, they thought they can control the flow of information come out of Hawaii. So they can do this damage control operation and destroy all the evidence that proves that they should all be in jail. But see, Elon Musk, he comes in, he gives these people Tesla generators, restores power, and cell phone service so they can share video that I can in turn share with you so we all know what's happening. It won't be long before, if we let them have their way, that we are going to slowly forget and maybe even believe their narrative eventually, because we seem to learn through repetition. but it's the people on TV that you should be tuning out. You should be looking for channels like this. I'm not saying anything. I'm just amplifying their voice. I'm just curious, though, what Kamala Harris has to say. You know, that lady who was an Indian until she was running for election, then she became black and only still got 1% of the vote?
They feel the need to attack because they're scared that we will win based on the merit of the work that Joe Biden and I and our administration has done.
You know, I hate to point this out again, but they voted for what they got. They're overwhelmingly Democratic controlled, and these people, they seem to have some other agenda that doesn't include you or me or them. 2-1 they voted for this. That doesn't mean that they deserve what they got. But if you think that we don't need Trump now, there's a reason why they don't like him. And it's not because they're good people and he's bad, he's a Nazi, he's a Russian, you know, whatever. He's going to be the wrench in their works. I don't know if he can stop Agenda 2030, the Great Reset, but he's going to slow them down for at least 4 years, and then maybe by then we'll have somebody else to follow in behind him. But we have to stop this, because right now we only got a few years to go, and they are going to accelerate their agenda. If it means shutting down the internet so we can't communicate, videos like this, and it won't be long before they start scrubbing YouTube of videos like this. So in the meantime, I hope a lot of you who haven't woke up yet, and I don't mean woke because that's not the same thing, I hope a lot of you guys are waking up. I hope you think about this when you go into the ballot box. Wicked things this way come. That concludes another video from the Justice Appalachian Homestead here in East Kentucky. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to put up another chicken video. Doggone it, because it's what I do. Unfortunately, this had to happen, and I didn't feel like it was getting proper attention, so I appreciate all my new subscribers. Until the next video, we'll holler at you later.